So today I'm going to the Museum of Bus Transportation in Hershey, Pennsylvania. There's just one problem.
So you're saying there's no bus that actually goes to the Museum of Bus Transportation?
Yeah. Rough road.
Thank you.
Well, that's not a good sign. Jaywalking. It's time for the Hound. Here's a very put-together looking departure board. Okay, so here's my plan. I'm gonna take Greyhound from here in Pittsburgh to Harrisburg, and then ride the 322 from there to Hershey. Now the Museum of Bus Transportation is about 3 miles from the 322's furthest stop. So, should be a pretty easy walk. I hope. No, the card reader on the vending machine doesn't work. Thankfully, there's actually a little, cafe thing here in the station.
Menu shot, right now you're looking at the menu.
3 minutes till departure. We're still in line. They haven't boarded the bus yet, so I don't think we're leaving on time.
Number 8.
Boarding finally at 6:13. We were supposed to leave at 6. Alright, we made it on the bus. See you on the turnpike. Ice storm warning. At least I have some quality entertainment. Well, the traffic has stopped and we're not moving anywhere. It looks like we'll still make it to Harrisburg with an hour and a half to spare before the bus to Hershey. Let's hope that holds. We're in the Midway Service Plaza, and there's history! Hers, rolled gold. I feel like something's missing here. There she is, folks. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Home of stuff. And here's our bus on its way to New York, Philadelphia, King of, and Prussia. This poster looks like it's from quite a long time ago. And since when have you seen a Greyhound that looks like that? 2007, apparently. I love how you can leave the Greyhound station and then go up these stairs and suddenly it's way less janky. It's like actually a station. It's all hers! So I have a theory as to why you can't actually take the bus to the Museum of Bus Transportation in Hershey, Pennsylvania. The Museum of Bus Transportation is part of a larger organization called the Museum of the American Automobile Collection thing with cars and buses and stuff. But it seems like their main focus is on cars. In fact, when I called them yesterday, one of their press this or this thing messages was, if you wish to donate an automobile that you think is historic, press this number. So I don't think that this museum, despite being home to buses, is necessarily transit-pilled. Which means I have to walk 3 miles in this. Also, to those of you who are commenting, why is he wearing a mask? He's outside. I completely forgot it was on my face. Welcome to Strawberry Square, everyone. The ball machine's gone! No! But maybe I can console myself. They don't have it! No! Okay, quick bus shelter review. It's glassy and enclosed, which I like. The benches are non-hostile, although there's a hole in one of them. Some of the glass is missing, which is not good. I like the roof architecture. The only major issue is that I think there used to be a lot more posters and stuff that got taken down and then this never got cleaned off. And unfortunately, all the information is only accessible from the outside where it is currently raining, except for bypasses on your phone. So I would maybe give it a 4 out of 10. Okay, 5 out of 10 for the entertainment of birds pecking at trash. 322 via Hershey Square. Nice interior, kind of cushier seats. So we're going through Allison Hill, and then once we do that, we'll get onto the highway and run express from there to Hummelstown. Beautiful Hummelstown. Lovely little park and ride, which is like 1 row of cars and a single solitary bus shelter. Nobody on or off. Diverging into the medical center, which prior to today was the only part of Hershey I've ever been to. That's right, I grew up in Pennsylvania, never been to Hershey Park, never been to Hershey's Chocolate World, never been to anything exciting in here except for the hospital. Now, interestingly, even though it serves Hershey, which is kind of a touristy destination, the 322 is only a weekday route. Today is its finals week. It's one of the weekdays. Here's the famous Hershey's Kiss street lamps. Brutalist chocolate, I love it. Okay, situation report. We are in Hershey. It is sleeting. This is what the ground looks like. This is what these signs look like right now. And I have to walk 3 miles in this. Beautiful day for going to Hershey Park. Foamer shot. Boo, fake trolley. Although, fun fact, there is actually a Hershey Interurban. It's just not here in Hershey, it's in Cuba. The Hershey company used to have a sugarcane plantation or something down there, and then they'd have this tramway that would go from there to Havana. It's still called the Hershey Electric Railway today.
Now that's a fun fact.
Well, the sidewalk is gone. I'm walking on the road. This is not safe. And more lanes of traffic are joining us now. I'm gonna get on the grass. Oh wow, that is slippery. Or slippy, as they would say in Pittsburgh. Caution, slippery conditions, ya think? Okay, this is objectively the worst example of Strodersville, America crosswalks. We got like an actual crosswalk here, an actual crosswalk here, and then this. You can tell these haven't been used because there's icicles on them. My socks are wet. I have now almost stepped in roadkill twice. Google Maps says I have 20 more minutes to walk. In case you haven't figured it out yet, this is a bad idea. Do not do it. Should be a pretty easy walk. I'm just gonna walk faster because then this will be over sooner and then I can be warm and look at buses. At long last, like a city upon a hill, here it is, through the trees, the Museum of Bus Transportation and Cars and Stuff. I don't remember the exact name of the place that I'm going to help. No, wait, I was wrong. It's up there. That's the Museum of Bus Transportation. I don't know what the heck that is. This is Patriot Park and the South Hanover Township building. And then here we have another very useful curb with a sidewalk that goes absolutely nowhere. That looks like a bus. Now I have to walk through the slush, but at least we're here. Wichita, Newton, McPherson, Hillsboro, Marion, and Emporia. I wonder how many of those still have bus service today. Definitely smells like an auto parts store in here. So kind of a good news, bad news situation here. Because the museum is short-staffed today, they're closing in an hour, so they only have an hour here. But because of that, they gave me a discount of $5. So it was only $9 total to come in here. Unfortunately, because the bus portion of the Museum of Bus Transportation is currently in part being loaned out to a private organization for an event, that's why a bunch of buses were parked outside, there's not as many in here in the museum. But we will make do and see what we can see. Okay, starting out with this very, very old bus. Mart's lines to Wilkes-Barre. Did not know Mart's was this old, but that's pretty cool. I really doubt wheels and tires like these would have led to a comfortable ride, though. The interior is kind of like one of those old streetcars with wicker seats and everything. Here's a Capital Bus Company bus. I'm not sure if you're allowed to get on it or not. It looks a bit cramped. It's almost like a big van. You can't really see because my camera doesn't do low light very well. Here's another bus for Lakeland Bus Lines, Inc. Looks a little bit newer. It's got a window in the back. This bus was apparently actually used in the movie Forrest Gump, which is pretty cool. Wait a second. They have a diner inside the museum. That is super cool. Let's check it out. Yo, it's like a tiny diner. With a kitchen and everything. Dang, I want some pie now. They even have a jukebox. Yes. Nothing says Museum of Bus Transportation like a bunch of cars blocking the display of posters showing the history of intercity bus travel. This bus is a sightseeing bus. It's actually kind of the antecedent to those buses that have, you know, an open top deck and drive around cities for way too much money. Here's another bus with wicker seating. Again, more feels like a very large van, but, you know, you gotta start somewhere. It's going to Spokane, apparently. Oh, it's a Fullington bus. I guess that's the antecedent to Fullington Trailways. This one's from 1929. Hello, sir. Here's a very odd-looking bus. I think there was a design standard for a while of having sort of the back be kind of elevated. I've never actually been in a bus like this. I think you can get on this one. There's nothing that says you can't. This is what it looks like on the inside of one of these buses. I think that's the restroom right there. Interesting, it's in the middle of the bus instead of the back. There's a speaker system. Didn't know they had that in 1956. And then here is kind of the bubble in the back. Honestly, oh, that is a really, really narrow aisle. I just realized, like, the armrest is there. Here's my one hip. Here's the other one. I can't actually get through here without both of my hips touching the armrests. So, I kind of take back what I said about liking it in here. This must have been a pain to get on and off, and my camera bag's stuck. Dang. Here's a jitney from somewhere, and then lots of classic intercity bus signage. I think those are literally all the buses. All right, that was the Museum of Bus Transportation, courtesy of the AACA, which I think is Antique Automobile Collectors Association. I'm not sure. I am not about to walk back to the bus station, so I'm taking an Uber, but since I have a little bit of time, for the record, to come into the Chocolate World experience, you have to walk all the way through the gift shop.
Hey everyone, welcome aboard
hey.
the Hershey's Chocolate Factory Tour.
Welcome to our dairy farm. The Hershey goodness starts right here with your...
Oh gosh, they're singing. So, they gave me some free chocolate, and I'm assuming once I eat this, then I will want to buy all of this chocolate. Really? Is it even worth looking at this point? Well, I went to the largest Hershey's chocolate store in the world, and I got raspberry tea. Lebanon Transit. It's a bus stop. The bus stops here. The bus itself looks really sad. Okay, so I just noticed the back of the sign says bus, just in case it wasn't obvious. And we're on the exact same bus that we were on, going out to Hershey. The bus just hit a tree, but the tree was no match for it. Alright, I'm on the Keystone, heading back to Lancaster and home. I am tired, especially after walking 3 miles in slush. But it still wasn't as bad as the animatronic cows.
Welcome to our dairy farm.
Yes!